Hello, this is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, part of Redbud Realty and Associates. And I've been looking at some statistics nationwide recently that indicate that foreclosures are on their way back up. Now, part of this is because the process, even though it should get simpler in terms of doing short sales, has gotten a little bit harder. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, as well as Bank of America, have made the process go a little bit faster on foreclosures. And if, as I said in a previous video, if you're not proactive at this point, they're really going to do everything that they can to accelerate it. But we have a real mortgage crisis in this country still. And the one thing that we know is no true recovery has ever happened unless the housing industry is strong. And we have a problem right now with excess inventory of foreclosures that the bank can't release. We have 6.5 million homeowners right now that are at least in default, which means at least 30 days late in the United States. So we're not close to a housing recovery. Now, in the mortgage meltdown, investors got a lot of blame for this, even though 60% of all the subprime mortgages that went into foreclosure were people who bought the house to live in, something that they couldn't afford. So they left 40% for the investors. And certainly we have seen housing slow down because of harder qualifying. Now, some of that is good. We should qualify for loans. We should document them. But it makes it very, very difficult with some of the over-tightening that they've done. But they've done it in spades, to say the least, in terms of investors. And investors are having a hard time getting mortgages with decent leverage. You know, right now investors are buying 57% of the houses that they're buying with cash. Now, you can say, well, that's fantastic, 57% people with money out there, but no, it's really not, because if you know how to work the numbers on investment, you know that leverage is extremely important. My suggestion to the federal government would be let investors do 10% down on short sales. You've tried HAMP, that didn't work. You've done half of for conventional short sales. That's really been screwed up. And so if you're going to take this TARP money, why not allow investors to buy short sales? Let me give you an example. I have one right now that you could buy probably for around $45,000 in Oklahoma City. Really in good condition. 2 bed, 2 bath, 1 car garage, rentable ready, really, even at this time. The property is probably worth about $60,000, $65,000 on a conservative estimate, and rent for about $700 a month. What that means is if I could buy that house at $45,000 with 10% down, with roughly a little bit over $40,000 that I owe, I've got $20,000 to $25,000 in equity, much more than 20%, which is the normal down payment, and 25% if you have 4 mortgages. Let an investor have leverage, and let me tell you why. That's $350 or more in positive cash flow, even putting in some maintenance, taxes and insurance, and property management fees. What that means is at 10% down, I can pay off my down payment in 3 years with positive cash flow. That's at 35%, approximately at 35% what we call cash on cash. Now, even at 20% down, it's 24% cash on cash, which would give you roughly about 5 years to get your money back on your down payment. So people can buy short sales with a lot of leverage, still have a lot of equity out there, and this would be my suggestion to the federal government. Now, 20% is still good. You can still cash flow even higher, maybe around $360, $370 a month. You can still get your cash back fairly quickly and pay off your 30-year mortgage in 10 to 12 years, which means you've got quite a bit of time, say 20 to or less, maybe 18 years, pure cash flow. So investment right now is a good option in Oklahoma City or any other market. But if the federal government really wants to solve this problem, if they really want to absorb excess inventory, let the investors go in, take care of that traditional cliche, which is buy low and sell high, and help the housing industry recover faster and make our country get back on track faster. This is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, where we deliver traditional real estate values with the speed of technology.